welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's reading vlog. This one has been long awaited and has been recently been asked for a lot, like frequently. And one of my goals this year before the year ends is to get through some of, maybe a majority of the series I'm in the middle of. Not just finish them, but like try to finish them, maybe complete some of them. But I'm in the middle of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm in the middle of 20 series right now, and I used to be the type where I started a book that was in a series and I had to either finish it or I would avoid series in general because it would overwhelm me thinking about stopping the series and like stopping the books that were in a series to start like regular books and like go between them and like having to come back to series. But now in my head, I think it's actually kind of fun where you start a series and you put it back, and when you want to step back into that world again when you're ready to, you can just pick it back up and you have like books to continue. But along with that, I am a little bit stressed because being in the middle of series is like a lot, especially 20. Like I feel like that's kind of a lot, but some are from a while ago, some are more recent, and some of the series aren't completed, some of the books haven't come out yet. So I just want to continue going through them, maybe finish some of them together with you guys. The ones that I don't think I'm gonna even look at right now are the Addicted series, which I honestly think I started in like 2021 and I have 2 left, and I just like, I know everything that happens in them. In my head it's completed, like I know everything that happens, especially with like the whole children's series being out, and I love the series, I love all the characters, but I just have no desire to read those, so I'm waiting like until the perfect time. And I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. We'll see. But I did just complete some. I just completed the Knock 'em Out series. I finished the Dreamland Billionaire series. I finished the Inheritance Game series for like right now because I know there's another one coming out. I finished the Natural series. The Lachlan Feud series, I actually just DNF'd the last book, so I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish that. So in my head, like technically I'm finished. And the ones that I am also in the middle of: Dance of Thieves, Lancaster Prep, ACOTAR, Entangled with Faye, Magnolia Parks, which the new one is not out yet, Serpent and Dove, Once Upon a Broken Heart, which comes out really soon, War of Lost Hearts, Caraval, Renegades, Chestnut Springs, the new one comes out also very soon, Letters of Enchantment, again waiting on the new release in December, Belladonna, which I actually started Foxglove, the newest release, when it came out, and I DNF'd that one for now, so I don't know if I'm gonna get back to that one or not. I don't know if I'm really enjoying that series as much as I wanted to, so I didn't want to force myself to read it. I also don't know if I'm ever gonna get back to it, but I have it written down just in case. The Atlas 6, Dirty Air series, Paralyzed by Lauren Roberts is going to be a trilogy, but only the first one's out right now. Prison Healer series, One Dark Window, which comes out soon, the second one, and Fourth Wing, second one also comes out soon. Those are all the ones that I'm in the middle of right now that I think I'm in the middle of. I could also go through my Goodreads or my recently read and whatever and find other ones, but I think that's all I'm in the middle of. And there's like so many series I want to get into, but I just have so many that I need to finish. And some of these I've taken such a big break that I don't even remember what happened. We're gonna go through some of them. I actually just already started 2 books that are on this list right now to try to finish up the series, and these 2 will actually like complete the series for right now. The first one I started this morning, The Blood Traitor by Lynette Noni. This is the 3rd book in the Prison Healer series, which I read the first 2 last month. They are so good. If you're in the mood for high stakes, plot twists, there's some like romance in there. Definitely recommend this series. I'm so excited to finish this one. So far so good. I'm only on page 65, 66, and I already have a plot twist that happened and I'm eating it up. So I'm excited to start with this one. Also the covers are so cute. And then I also started listening to A Court of Silver Flame. I started listening to it yesterday and I'm like 3 hours in, but I got the version on Audible that's like the drama version. So it's kind of like actors and like sound effects and stuff, which is making it more enjoyable to listen to and try to get through. It's so big and I've been putting it off for so long, but I want to start the Throne of Glass series. I want to continue the Sarah J Maas world, but I can't because I need to finish Court of Silver Flames and I'm putting it off for so long. So I'm listening, so I'm just not in the mood to read it. I just don't think I can sit and read that, so I'm gonna listen to maybe like half of it and then read the second half. So that book will definitely be in this video. So far I've been listening and I like to be so completely honest, I have no idea what's going on. I just know it's Nesta's story and it's Cassian's point of view and her point of view, and it's kind of showing more to Nesta because I feel like she's one of the more not liked characters in the first few books, but seeing her point of view kind of like shows why she's the way she is, and I'm intrigued to see more about her and like what happened with her. And then obviously Cassian, I think he's my favorite. Like I think he's my favorite. I don't know yet, but yeah, I'm like 3 hours in, but I don't know how far into the book that is because I have not checked. Like while I'm following along, I'm just listening, not really checking in the book, but later today I will check how far in the book I am. All that being said, I'm gonna go read some more of this. I will update you guys as I go through. I don't know how many books we're gonna get to in this video, how many series we'll go through, maybe complete, but I am very excited to check some of these off of my list, as I have one on Notion that just shows me all of the ones I'm in the middle of, and it's a lot. I want to get through some of them, so we're gonna do that together. I'm gonna go continue reading, continue listening, work a little bit, and I will come back with some updates. Alright guys, it's now the next day. I started the Blood Traitor yesterday and I'm now on page 202. I started this and like didn't want to put it down. Like I'm suddenly obsessed because I feel like after the first 2 books you become so connected to the characters and so much happens in those books and the plot twists at the end of them really get you, so you're really connected by this book. And I didn't expect to love this as much as I did. Like I did enjoy the other books. They're not like 5-star reads, they're both like 4 stars. Really good story, really good characters, and just the storyline, like it gets crazy. But I felt with the first 2 it was a little slow in the beginning, but then it picks up and like it gets really good. This one got like right into it and I'm just so obsessed with the way the story is going and all the characters, because you learn about new characters throughout the trilogy and like you're in this one and now it's like everyone, and it's like, I don't know, I'm just like really enjoying the storyline that this one's going in. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I want to finish this today. I don't know if that's even possible. I think there's like a little over 400 pages, like 440. I have like a little over 200 pages to go if I do want to finish this, but I'm gonna read as much as I can today. It's now like 3 o'clock. I haven't read it all, so I need to get to that. But I also have been listening to A Court of Silver Flames, like I said, and that I actually listened to more this morning when I was at the gym. I like did my whole workout with the book and then like made breakfast with it. Like all my like downtime or like extra stuff I'm doing, I'll play this in the background. Not that I don't know what's going on. I think I'm just so checked out from the Akatar like series as a whole because I read it like a bunch of months ago and it's not like my favorite series ever. I just kind of want to be done with it, and I know that a lot of people say like this one's like their favorites and they're like excited for me to read it, but I honestly like I'm just so checked out. Like I don't really care that much. I will say I know Nessa's not like a favorite sister in the series because she's kind of like more of like the negative one, I guess, kind of mean of a character, but I feel like seeing her point of view is so interesting because seeing her from other perspectives like Feyre and Reese's in the other books, it's just so different from being in her point of view and kind of understanding why she's the way she is. And then I just love Cassian. I think he's my favorite. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't know. I kind of love him. I'm listening to the audiobook and I had to skip over like the spicy scenes because I was like, there's no way I'm listening to this right now. I'm like cooking my salad before and all of a sudden like things are going on my phone. I was like, that is weird. I do not want to listen to this right now. It's different listening to it than just reading it. Do you know what I mean? Like it just felt so weird listening to someone and actors actually acting it out, because in the drama little version that I'm listening to, there's like sound effects and stuff. So it was a lot, so I skipped over that. But yeah, I'm enjoying this one. I just don't know too much of like what's going on behind the scenes. We met like a new character, I think, and not behind the scenes, like the plot, like the actual story. Like I have no idea really what's going on. I mean, I understand what's going on like with Nesta and stuff, but like the politics of what's going on in this world, I have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. But this book is literally so big for what? Let me figure out what page I'm on. Hold on. It doesn't tell me on this. Like this is like split up into parts and it doesn't tell you like what chapter you're on, so I have to like decode this. Let me figure this out. Ah, I found it. I'm on page 229 out of... Yo, there's no... It's over 700 pages. I'm on 229 right now. This is gonna take me a while. This might take me the whole freaking month. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this in this video, but I want this book over with. I want this book to be done. I want to be done with the Akatar series, and I know there's like more books coming out, but to be quite honest, I just don't know if I can do it. Like I feel like it's a chore to read this book or listen to this book, and I think it's just been so long. I'm so checked out, and it sounds so negative, but I literally just like, I don't know. I want to be done. I just want to be done with this book. Anyway, I'm gonna go read more of The Blood Traitor. I'm really enjoying this one on a lighter note. That's really all I have to update on. I'm gonna go finish this. I'll let you guys know what I think when I'm done with it, and that'll be a full series done after this book. We'll be done with the Prison Healer trilogy, which is interesting because I have a lot of series or like some on my list that I have to finish that are like older that I'm in the middle of. This one I literally started last month. I believe I read the first 2, so I don't know. It's probably just because it's more fresh in my mind and stuff that I really want to finish it and I'm enjoying it more, because it's like hard when you're checked out of a series to like go back into it and stuff, which is why sometimes it's hard to start a series and then go back into it. Like you need to be like brought up to date. So honestly, I'll probably listen to Court of Silver Flames and then I'll have to like read a summary of what I read or what I listened to, because I have literally no idea what's going on. All of that being said, I don't know what book I'm gonna start after this one. I don't know what series I want to continue or finish, so we'll see after I finish this what we'll get into next, and I'm excited. I'm excited to finish this too. I'm really enjoying it, so I will be back in a little. It is the next morning. I actually just finished this morning. I had about 100 pages left. I fell asleep reading, but this book was so good. I think this was the perfect way to end the trilogy. I think this was just like, I think this is my favorite out of all of them. Again, because just all the characters together, you get like kind of like a quest almost in this, but you get all the characters that you've grown to love together through the whole thing. And it's like a found family aspect through the whole thing, but then you also get like a tension and a forced proximity, and like you're waiting for things to like unveil and like questions to be answered. I just think that the storyline in this one was so fun. Like the buildup of the politics into this one was so good, and I just loved the characters so much, like seeing what they were doing and like what they had to do and like figuring everything out. There was one little plot twist that I like had an inkling on. Like I had a little feeling while reading this that was gonna happen, but I wasn't completely sure. But the other ones, like she knows how to do a good plot twist. It got me so good. I loved the way that this ended. I love the way it wrapped up. Like everything about this was just so good. So I think I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars because I feel like the pacing, like sometimes it would slow down, but when it picked up, like I couldn't put it down. I needed to continue and needed to see what would happen and like make sure my favorite characters are okay and everything like that. Like it was just so good. So I can now say I have completed the Prison Healer trilogy. I am so happy about it. It feels good to complete a series and not be in the middle of it. So let's go to my little Notion and let's check this off my checklist and let's pick the next book. I have not listened to more of A Course of Silver Flames. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with that, but I'm going to eventually finish that. Again, I have no idea, but I'll keep updating you guys as I'm going. But okay, let's check this off. I'm so excited. Where is it? Prison Healer series, The Blood Traitor, check. Feeling great right now. Okay, so the ones that I have like in possession in my room is Collided for the Dirty Air series, Archenemies from the Renegades, Children of Fallen Gods, Blood and Honey from Serpent and Dove, Curse of the Wolf King. No, I don't have that one. I have A Dream So Wicked from Entangled with Fae. I have the Lancaster Prep books and A Vow of Thieves. So I have all of these. I think if I were to read any of these, again, I want another fantasy probably. So I would probably do A Dream So Wicked, Blood and Honey. I probably wouldn't do Children of Fallen Gods. I actually got like halfway through that book, but I don't think I really want to read that right now because it's a little slow and I kind of forgot what was happening. Maybe even Archenemies, and I don't really want to read Collided. So I think the one I would most want to read right now is probably finishing up maybe even Blood and Honey. Let me get that book. I honestly don't even know where it is. So I don't remember like anything about the first book. I mean, I kind of remember the ending being really good and I wanted to go into this one, but I don't remember the like storyline. Do I want to read this? I don't know. I kind of want to read the Caraval trilogy because Curse for True Love, the one after Ballad Never After, comes out soon, and I wanted to finish that trilogy before it comes out in October, but I have 2 more books to go. I have Legendary and Finale. I only read Caraval, and do I want to do that? Maybe I can read Legendary before, because I know we get Jackson Legendary, I heard, or Finale. I think we get Jackson Finale, which is the last one, and I love me some Jax, but do I want to read the second one? I think it's in someone else's point of view too, which is pretty interesting, but I'd have to go to Barnes for that. Now, I'm not complaining if I'd have to go to Barnes to get that. Oh, I don't know now. Okay, I'm gonna go figure this out. We're either gonna go to Barnes or maybe I'll start this. We'll see, but I'll let you guys know which book I end up starting. It'll definitely be a fantasy. That's all I know. That's what I know for sure. I'm gonna go figure that out and I will be back when we start the next book. I'm so excited to finish some series or just get through some of these because they've been on here for too long. Also, I really want to read Archenemies, but I don't know. Maybe that one. We'll see. I will let you guys know when I end up starting. So I went to run a few errands and I stopped at Barnes because I thought that my next read should be Legendary. This is the one I was in the mood for. I feel like it's giving me the fall vibes, you know, Caraval, the magic stuff that's in here felt right to start reading this one, but I stopped at my P.O. box and I had this big package and I was like, what is this? And then I came home and I opened it. Look what I just got. Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. This is not part of the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy, but if you don't know what that trilogy is, Wrath is the main male character, and this one follows Envy, and Envy is Wrath's brother. And I just got the arc of this, and I'm so excited because if you don't know, I love Kingdom of the Wicked, like the trilogy, but the last book was one of my favorites, and I remember seeing Envy in that and hearing he was gonna get a book. I was so excited, but this comes out, I think, October 3rd, but it came in this box, and it came with this little key, like the cover, and on the box it said, "Let the games begin." It's giving reputation. And then it had a little envelope, and then it said on the envelope the rules for the game, and it says once activated the game will track your progress. Like it's like the game that's like I guess in the book. I literally am just like ecstatic, and I stopped myself because I was about to start Legendary before I opened the box, and now I feel like how do I let this sit here and how do I just stare at this book when I'm reading Legendary? Like I don't think I'll be able to do it. I don't have any self-control. I think I need to read this, and I'm trying to like somehow put it in this video, but I was thinking technically not part of the Kingdom of the Wicked series, but it connects with Wrath, so it kind of follows people that are in that book. No, in that series, I just really want to read this. Does this count as continuing a series, finishing a series? Like, I think it does. I really want to read this. I think I'm gonna read this. I'll leave it in this video. I like have to do it. I can't leave this here and just stare at it while I read other books. So I'm gonna read this in this video. I'm gonna give you my opinions on this before it comes out. If you guys are interested in it, if you guys read the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy and you saw that this one's coming out and you want to read it, I like have to. Look how beautiful this cover is. I'm just ecstatic over this. So this is like literally almost like 600 pages. Like it's like 560 pages. The vibes of this is perfect. It's basically the Prince of Envy, who's again the brother of Wrath, or one of the brothers of Wrath. He receives like this weird letter that basically says it's like the beginning of this like deadly game. So now he has to go with the female main character of this book, and they have to together, I think, do this game that's very like cryptic and almost evil. I don't know, but the vibes are there for me, and I think I need to start this. So I'm so excited. Okay, literally best day ever. Hi guys, I think it's time to update. It's now the next day. I started this book yesterday. I was so excited about it, but I feel like I was so excited that I didn't really give a good description of it or like what it's connected to and how it's connected to the other series and like all of that. But I am now on page 182. It's, I said, almost like 600 pages, so it's pretty long, so I'm not even halfway yet. But this book is kind of connected to the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy. That trilogy is a young adult trilogy by Carrie Maniscalco, and the main male character of that book is Wrath, and he's one of the 7 princes of hell, and he's like kind of summoned to the mortal world, and he's helping the main girl character, who's a witch, figure something out about her sister. So that's the first trilogy, and it follows Wrath as the brother. And this is not young adult, this is new adult, and it's about Envy, who is one of Wrath's brothers. Now, I'm hoping that Carrie Maniscalco makes books on all of the brothers, because there's lust, there's gluttony, there's pride, envy, obviously, Wrath, like there's a few of them. But this is about Envy and his story, and I was really excited about this because I did enjoy seeing like the brothers and all of them, and you get the brothers in here too, and you get little hints of Wrath and what he's up to. You get the brothers' little cameos. You do not have to read Kingdom of the Wicked to read this book. You can read this on its own, but it is nice to see those brothers in here and like understand kind of their magic and their world, because you get that in the first 3 books, the other 3 books, before getting into this, but you don't need to know that. Envy in this is kind of in like this game to save his court, and he's kind of thrown into the main girl Camilla's world almost, and she's an artist, so he needs to get like a piece that's like painted by her, and like she's giving him a hard time, so they're kind of fighting it out, but there's like this tension between the two of them that's like from the start. And he's Envy, he's a prince of hell and whatever, so that's not his thing, like getting into like a relationship or anything. But yeah, it's very interesting seeing his story, and this storyline of this one's very interesting, and I actually am enjoying it because it's like he has to go through this game. Going really well so far. I really like her writing, and yeah, I'm really hoping she makes books on the other brothers, because I really want to know what's going on with all of them. I just think it's really interesting, all of their stories and like their like magic stuff that they can do and all of that, because all the brothers, like their house of sin, like Wrath's house of sin, he's like the angry brother, like he's angry, and then there's like Lust, and like his house is all like, you know what I mean, like their name and their sin applies to their house and like their court and whatever. So we have Envies right now, but it's going good so far. I want to get pretty far in over this weekend and then finish it after the weekend ends. I don't know, it's a pretty long book, but it's going pretty fast. The chapters are actually short, and I love that, or shorter than I thought they would be. But I'm really happy that I decided to start this because I'm like in the mood for this. It's kind of giving like darker fantasy vibes, because obviously it's like the Princess of Hell and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's like the perfect like fall fantasy type of book, almost like not spooky, but like it gives great fall fantasy energy. So excited to see where the story goes. So far so good though. I'm gonna go read some more, and I'll be back with more updates. Hello guys, it's been a few days. I think I started this on, was it Friday? I think I got this. It's now Monday, so it took me a bit to read this. This is, again, is like 560 pages, so it's a thicker book, but I thoroughly enjoyed this. I don't know, I think like the dark fantasy vibes. Also, this is new adult. I think I said that, not young adult like the original trilogy. So I really enjoyed like the dark vibes of it, and just being in like the 7 sins, like that whole vibe again, and that whole world. Like I really enjoyed it, and I really liked that in Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy. So I think I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. I highly recommend, especially if you read Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy. Like getting Envy and his story was so good, but you also get so much of the other brothers, and I'm hoping so bad we get their stories. Like I want Sloth story, I want Pride story, like I want all of them. I will say again though, you do not need to read Kingdom of the Wicked to read this. You could read this without reading the trilogy, but there's things that happen throughout the whole trilogy that this would ruin for you if you wanted to go back and read the trilogy, like really big plot points that come up in the trilogy. Like reading this will like completely give it away. So if you think of like going back to the trilogy after this, it might not be like the best option because it gives away again like so much, but you do not need to read it to read this. I will say in the trilogy you get kind of like the princes and their magic, and how like each prince, their personalities, and like they need their like Envy, he needs like Envy to like invoke his like magic and stuff. Like you get like how the princes work and stuff like that in the trilogy. You don't really get too much of like their magic in here, kind of just like happens, but again, you do not need to like know all of that. And usually I feel like when books are like this long, I always think that there's like spots that just didn't need to be that long, or like it could drag out at parts. But honestly, this book, I don't think any scenes dragged out. I enjoyed like all the scenes that were happening and how the story flowed. And I love fantasy books so much because once you get to like the end, you understand like why you were going through this whole book, and like everything starts to like make sense, and it just like clicks, and it was so good. I loved the ending of this, but I will say I kind of wanted the ending to like be a little longer. I feel like it happened really quickly. The beginning parts, if I were to say were dragged out, those were dragged out the most, I feel like, but it also was giving background of like Camilla because she's a new character, and I really enjoyed her character. I feel like she was a really good one, and I enjoyed like the two of them and like them together and their things going on. I really enjoyed it, and I like the dark fantasy vibe. So if you're looking for dark fantasy fall read, this was honestly really good. It is pretty long, but it was fun to go along with. Some parts I literally felt like I was like dreaming in a good way. 4 stars. I'm so happy I read this. Thank you for sending me the arc. Like this was like so crazy. I had so much fun reading it, and I'm so happy I decided to do this over whatever other book I was gonna read. So with that being said, now that this is done, I did not know what I wanted to read next. I was about to finish this when Chris was here before, and I was like, you just pick the next book for me to read. I don't really want to pick because because I literally can't. So I gave him 4 options. I think it was Blood and Honey, Collided, Archenemies, and Legendary. He ended up picking Archenemies by Marissa Meyer. This is part of the Renegades trilogy. This is the second one. I'm so excited to read this because I loved the first one so much. I think I gave it 4 stars, but it has been a while since I read it, so I need to go back and read a little bit of like spoiler summary of what happened in that book. I remember the ending being really crazy, so I'm excited to get into this one and back in the story. I feel like I've been reading a lot of fantasies that are kind of like magic. I mean, there's magic and stuff in here, but this is more like superhero, almost like a dystopian vibe, almost like a sci-fi vibe, but I'm reading a lot of like magic, fae, dragon type fantasies, and this is gonna be a fun little switch. I am in a fantasy mood, so I'm happy this is not one, but he picked this one for me. Not that he needed to, I could have chosen myself, but I'm happy that he did choose it. So I'm gonna start this later tonight. I'll give you guys updates as I read it. I'm so excited to cross this one off of my list of my series I need to finish. But update on A Quarter Silver Flames. I have gotten halfway. I finished the drama whatever audio version of it. Unfortunately, I finished it. I think it only gives like halfway in the second half. I don't know when it comes out, but it's not out yet. So I got the like original audio version. I don't think I'm gonna end up reading like any of this because I just can't get myself to sit and read this. I think I also still need to read like a little bit of a summary when I'm finished, or I'm gonna watch a video explaining it. Like things are happening and I have no idea. I'm just like, they're just talking and I'm just like vibing with what's going on. The way, or the part that it ended on the audiobook was, I feel like, a pretty big part, so it's interesting now. But I also still stand by, I feel like some people either don't like Nesta or like Nesta. I don't know, there's like a big in between, but I like Nesta. I feel like I like seeing her story. I mean, yeah, she's like kind of mean sometimes, but like I feel like it makes sense for her. Does that make sense? I don't know, but I'm slowly, very slowly getting through this. I'm gonna listen to this probably a little bit today, but when I'm like doing random things, I'll put the audiobook on, and I think it's been like a week, but I have gotten halfway. That's progress. I'm gonna start this later tonight. I am so excited, and that's my update. I will be back later when we start this book. Hi guys, so I don't think I've updated since I started this book, or said I was reading this one, but I read, when did I start this? Was it yesterday? The way I lose track of time so quickly, but I think I started this yesterday. It's now the next day. Genuinely, I have no idea. I think I started this yesterday. Who cares? Hey, I don't know. I think I started this yesterday, but I kind of binged it today. I didn't read too much yesterday. I think I started it last night and I only read like 20-ish pages, but then today I kind of went in on it and I'm now on page 190. I don't think I'm halfway yet. I think there's like I don't really want to look too far, but I think it's like around 470 pages. So I want to get halfway before I fall asleep tonight so that tomorrow maybe I can binge and finish it, hopefully. I also don't think I said what Renegades is about. I know I said it's like not fantasy like fae and magic like that. It's more of like sci-fi dystopian type of fantasy with that kind of magic, and I'm so happy I started this one because I'm in such a mood for this, because I've been reading it, like I said, like so much of the other types of fantasy that this one's just really hitting. The writing of this, I felt the same way in Renegades, the first one. It's just so quick, so fast paced. Once you get into the story and get into like the writing and stuff, you just get, it's so bingeable. Like I could just sit here and honestly finish this book if I wasn't so tired. But I'm really liking where the story was going. I forgot how much I enjoyed these characters and this storyline, because the first one I enjoyed so much. I think I gave it like 4-ish stars. It was just so fun because it's basically just superheroes. There's the Renegades who kind of took over, and there's like the main council of Renegades, and they're all like superheroes. You can join the Renegades if you're a prodigy and you have like a special ability. And the Renegades are kind of like the council, the government, and they kind of not control, but like keep away like crime from happening in their town and the city and like everything like that. Like they kind of I don't want to keep saying control, but like they're the higher ups. They're the government basically. And you have the Renegades, and then you have the anarchists. So our main character Nova is part of the anarchists, and they're basically kind of like not a rebel, but they're kind of the enemy to the Renegades. But in the first book, Nova goes undercover to the Renegades. She's kind of against and has stuff against the Renegades, so she goes undercover there with her power and stuff, and she kind of meets the people there. They don't know she's anarchist and stuff like that, and it's very interesting because one of the other main characters, he kind of has a secret that's going on as well, but his parents are literally the two main council members of the Renegades, and him and Nova like have this little thing for each other, but they're like on two separate sides. But he doesn't know she's part of the anarchy and stuff like that. It's very interesting interesting. But you also get the superpowers, you get the superheroes, and I love the superhero stuff. It's just so fun. All their different powers are so fun. There's like found family aspects in here, and also just the politics are fun. Like, it's just a fun book, so I'm loving it so much. I'm excited to see where this one ends. I think I know what's gonna happen at this one, like going into the third one, just like with the name of the third one, the vibes I'm getting from the cover. Like, I don't know why I like feel like I always have to predict how books end. I don't know why, it's just something that I do, and I think I know how this one's gonna end, and I'm excited to see how we get there. So that's really all I have. I feel like that was such a vague update. It wasn't even an update, I just told you what it's about and that I'm enjoying it. It's like the perfect bingeable little sci-fi fantasy book, and I'm really happy that I'm getting back into it, because again, I miss these characters, I miss the story. It's just so fun. With all that being said, I'm gonna go continue reading this one. I like where the storyline's going. There's like something, I actually can't say too much because it gives away what happens in the first one. All you need to know is I'm enjoying it. It's really fast paced. I love these characters. I'm excited to finish it. That's all. I'm gonna go read some more tonight, and I will come back maybe tomorrow. I feel like there's not gonna be too many updates with this because I feel like I can't give too much away. We'll see. I don't know, but I will be back probably tomorrow. We'll see if I finish it or not. I don't know. We'll see. But I literally feel like I'm just repeating myself and going in circles, and now I can't stop talking. So I'm gonna go read. I'm actually gonna go read, okay? Bye. Good night. Hello guys, it's now the next night. I just finished Archenemies. I remember last night saying I wanted to read a bunch before I fell asleep, and I think I fell asleep a few pages after that. Like, I could not keep my eyes open, but I had like 200 pages left today. I know last night I said I was almost halfway, and I think I got halfway. I'm not sure how far I got in, but like not far, and then I just like read the rest of it today. I will say I feel like this whole book, or just like the first book too, I read it really quickly, and I feel like it's just very bingeable book. Like, once you start reading, you kind of can't stop and you want to keep going. Like, the writing's very simple, very easy to understand if you're not really into fantasy but you kind of want a fantasy like this. Like, the writing is so simple and it's very entertaining and it's very high paced and it's like high energy. It's like superheroes and stuff, and they're trying to like save the city, you know. It's like that vibe. But I think I'm gonna end up giving this a 3.5. I loved the first one a lot. I loved almost like the politics of it and like getting to know all of the characters and their superpowers and the two sides to it and the history of it. And I feel like in this one there were so many storylines that could have been more intense. Like, I wanted more from it. Like, one thing was brought up in this book specifically, and it was just like such a big thing, and I feel like it didn't get enough like screen time. Like, it didn't get enough like book time. The plot twist and the thing that happened at the end of the first book, I feel like wasn't in the forefront of this one. Like, it kind of was. Like, the point of this one made sense with the end of the first one, if you know what I mean. I'm being a little vague, but I feel like it just could have been so much more, I don't know any other word other than like intense. And like the romance like little subplot, I know it's a really like smaller subplot of this, but I just feel like I could have gotten like so much more with it, and I wanted so much more. Like, all of the storylines that could have gone on in this, and that's not to say that it wasn't good and entertaining and fast-paced and everything. Like, it was all of those things. It was really, really good. I just wanted more from it. Like, it was really good, and I really enjoyed reading it, and I definitely want to read the third one. I feel like I could have given more from like what storylines were like thrown into this and like what like problems and stuff were in this one. Like, I feel like it just could have given more. 3.5 isn't a bad rating. Like, it was pretty good. I just didn't like it as much as the first one. I don't know, it's just not my favorite, but I do want to read the last one and see how this like resolves itself, because I have no idea where this is gonna go. And like, there's a lot of questions, unanswered questions, and a lot more than when we started. Like, there's a lot going on. So yeah, that is the last book though for this video. I'm now gonna go check this off of my series to finish on my Notion. Let's do this together. Series to finish. Which one was this one? This was the Renegades. We read Archenemies, checking that off the list. I do have a lot of series that I still need to finish. finish, but this video definitely helped motivate me to do that. I definitely want to get through some more. There's some series that I'm kind of now thinking on if I want to end up finishing them or not, but I'm going to keep them on my list just in case I want to get to them. But as I keep adding more series, I definitely want to go back and finish the ones that I am in the middle of, because again, I started the first one, completely forgot everything about it, but I did enjoy this one, and I know like once I stop a series, I'll still enjoy going back to it and reading it again. And I just feel like sometimes I take a long break, but it's good to go back and like get into the world, to see the characters again, say hello to your old friends and see what's going on. And I want to like finish up some series, or at least just get through some of them. So this felt good to finish and got off my list. That's the last book I think we're gonna do for this video. I had so much fun filming this. Again, I just think it feels good getting through the series and like knocking them off the list and stuff, especially starting so many, and I'm gonna get into a few more in the near future. So yeah, but it was fun. Highly recommend going back through and seeing what series you're in the middle of, because it was really fun to go back through and just read about characters that I really enjoyed reading about from the first few books of the first book. So that's all for me from this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for coming through this little journey with me, reading books from series that I've started or I'm in the middle of, finishing series, all of that good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you did. Let me know if you've read any of these books, any series you're in the middle of, any series you think I should start to add to my ongoing never-ending list of series I need to finish. Thank you guys again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you hopefully in the next one. Good night. Goodbye.